Howdy folks, and welcome to Star Citizen's dogfighting module, now known as Arena Commander. First thing we're going to do is pick up and put on our helmet. You can't test out any of the ships unless you're wearing the helmet. That's how you actually interface with the flight sim element in the hangar module. Standard disclaimers apply throughout the course of this video. This is pre-alpha gameplay. This is not even alpha test footage. Somewhat disappointingly, however, while now you can actually test fly some of the ships, it turns out that they've broken my Grey Cat buggy. It doesn't work in the hangar anymore. It just started up and then died. So yeah, whatever. You've got to expect bugs. We're not here to test out a buggy driving around the hangar. We're here to have a look at some groovy spaceships. Second disclaimer. This is by no means intended to be a review. This is quite literally me just downloading, installing Arena Commander, jumping into a ship, and having a go. This is first impressions, first hands-on, nothing more than that. I'm certainly not going to sit here trying to review pre-alpha gameplay, because that would be stupid. And of course, because I'm just jumping in and having as a quicker hands-on go as possible, I'm probably going to miss things. There's probably going to be things that people who have been playing for longer than 2 minutes know about how this works. Again, that's not the purpose of this video. I'm quite literally just trying to get some gameplay footage up as quickly as possible before I take a more in-depth look. Now, this Origin 300i Interceptor was not in my hangar the last time I looked. I do have one of these, but it's a different version. This has been placed in the hangar purely for the purposes of testing. First thing we're going to do is we're going to fire up the free flight mode and just have a go. Just get used to the controls, trying to figure out what does what.
Origin jump works at your service. Core system operational.
I would have been very surprised if the presentation was any less professional than this. I'm flying mouse and keyboard at the moment. I do have a joystick and throttle combination, I just don't know where it is. And initial impressions are, well, it's pretty. No question about it. It does look spectacular. I'm just not sure about how it feels. And this is probably because I'm flying with mouse and keyboard. Initial impression of mouse and keyboard controls are that there just feels like there's something missing. Unfortunately, an initial impression was all I got, because this is the day it was released, everybody's trying to play it, the servers are being overloaded, and you're going to get lots and lots and lots of these connection errors. Doesn't matter though, because I'm not flying multiplayer here. That, on the other hand, is a problem. It's the old invisible wall syndrome. The actual area that you can fly around in free flight mode is very, very limited, and if you travel more than a minute in any direction at full speed, you run into an invisible wall. That's kind of disappointing. Although, you know, to be expected, but the fact that, you know, this is basically just a room in space that I'm flying around in. And it's very obviously just a room in space that I'm flying around in, is a little disappointing. It's a very pretty room, no argument about that. But there's no real sense of freedom here. As for the flight controls, I am rapidly coming to the conclusion that this is definitely going to play best with a joystick and or a throttle. Mouse and keyboard works, at least this early version of the mouse and keyboard controls, it works. But it just doesn't feel right. Now, of course, I have absolutely no idea what flying a space superiority starfighter is supposed to feel like. Nobody does. But I'm pretty sure it's not supposed to feel like this. At the moment, this kind of feels like World of Warplanes. It feels like I'm playing a chase the cursor across the screen simulator rather than a starfighter simulator. And I do appreciate that getting mouse and keyboard controls right in any kind of sim, whether that be, you know, a proper hardcore sim or an arcade sim, is very, very tricky. Oh, notice my shots hitting the invisible walls up there. I think I'm going to have to turn around soon. Note also, however, that there is some freedom of movement with the weapons. They're not fixed forward firing. They can pivot to track a target. See, I'm actually shooting right around the direction that I'm heading there. And we're about to run into the invisible walls. Okay, let's get this thing turned around. In fact, screw it. Let's get out of free flight mode. And let's get some actual dogfighting done. We've seen enough here. The second simulator mode in Arena Commander is Vanduul Swarm. It's you and 2 AI wingmen against waves and waves and waves of Vanduul pirates. Every third wave consists of a couple of elites. If you lose your wingmen, after the elites have been dealt with, they respawn, your ship is repaired, and so on and so on. And it's literally just keep going and see how long you last. And it is undeniably pretty. And here they come. 3 Vandal Scavengers. These are the lowest level of AI opponents. Get a target lock. Cursor turns green when your guns are pointed at the target. And I had a bit of a rush of shit to the brain here. I thought that was the target lead indicator. It's not. It's another Vandal Scavenger. There he is. That's the guy I'm locked onto. It is a real struggle with mouse and keyboard. Oh, we got one. Lock onto the next. Oh, collided with the wreckage.
Proximity alert.
Collision alert there. Almost rammed him. Mouse and keyboard is a real struggle. At the moment, again, you know, standard disclaimers apply. This is pre-alpha. This is the earliest version of mouse and keyboard controls that they've implemented. It does need work though. It really just does not feel right. Got another one. I mean, it works. I'm killing spaceships. It's difficult to complain too much. The feeling of being in control of a starfighter just is not there with mouse and keyboard. I really would like to have a go at this with the joystick and throttle. I suspect it will be a lot better. They do have joystick and throttle command configurations already preloaded for a whole range of different joysticks, ranging up to the Thrustmaster Warthog. I mean, that's a £1,500 joystick and throttle combo. Joystick and throttle is definitely going to be the way to play this. Mouse and keyboard works, but I suspect it's never going to be the optimal way of playing Star Citizen. Second wave incoming.
Contact.
I have to admit, I am very impressed with how smooth and stable it all is. I mean, the smoothness, yeah, alright, I am running this on a very expensive PC. I would expect my computer to be able to handle this, but this is pre-alpha game code. And it's incredibly stable. You've got the old connection errors, obviously. I'm literally playing this hours after it was released. Everybody is hammering the servers, trying to get it downloaded, installed, and played. So you've got to expect connection errors on the day of release. You know, AAA, massive budget titles like World of Warcraft. You ever try playing one of those on the day that a new expansion is released? Good luck. So aside from connection errors, I am very impressed with the sheer level of polish and stability that's on display here. One thing that I would note is that having this computerized bitchin' Betty voice telling you everything that's going on with your ship is great, but when there's a lot happening, she does seem to take a while to catch up. She was telling me that my rear shielding was taking a beating when there was nobody left alive other than this one guy in front of me. And it's as if she had a whole load of information to relay to me, and it takes her so long to say anything that by the time she gets to the end, it's already too late. So, oh wait, there are 2 of them. Oh, Jingles. Okay, maybe I was actually being shot from behind. Yeah, got him. I love the way it keeps saying every time I shoot one down, they committed suicide. What are they, artillery players? Is this World of Tanks? What's going on? Interface design is obviously also a very important element. You need to... they've got to strike that fine balance between giving you all the information that you need to be able to be effective without overwhelming you with information overload.
Alert. Systems
I've played games in the past, Star Conflict from Gaijin Entertainment, where there is just too much going on for me to process.
Alert. Systems overheating.
That's definitely not the case here. If anything, I feel like I'm being given too little information.
Alert. Systems.
Although, having said that, this is probably my own fault. I haven't read the manual. There's probably all sorts of information. Ouch. We'll just pretend that didn't happen. There's probably all sorts of information that is available to me here that I'm just not accessing because I'm not pressing the relevant keys. And here comes wave 3, and ooh, there's going to be an elite amongst this lot. And I've just lost one of my wingmen. Yep, there's an elite. So, you know, on the one hand, you've got to give credit where credit's due, in that the interface is clean enough that you're not overwhelmed with too much information that just distracts you from the action. And, you know, if I bothered to read the manual, I would probably know what keys I needed to press to access the kind of information. I mean, it keeps telling me that my systems are overheating. I don't know why. I don't appear to have taken any damage. You see the paper doll image of my starfighter up in the top left of the screen there is clean. There's no damage taken. Now there's some damage taken. And I don't know if you noticed there, but as I was taking hits, you saw various parts of the paper doll light up to indicate where the hits were striking the ship. So that's something that I hadn't noticed, and I'm completely screwed now. And there goes my ship. Towards the end there, I was randomly pressing function keys and pulling up various different multifunction displays. So again, you know, it's reading the manual is your, you know, the manual is not your enemy. It does allow you to respawn though, so straight back in and a fresh fighting. They're going after the wingman there, Warlord, 2-on-1.
Scan initiated.
Come on. Definitely going to have to pull the joystick out from wherever the hell I've hidden it. As I said, I mean, mouse and keyboard works. I've made it through the third, fourth wave with no idea of what I'm doing or how I'm doing it, with a control system that I've never tried before, and it's working. I'm shooting down spaceships. It just doesn't feel right. Joystick and throttle is definitely going to be the way to play Star Citizen, certainly from what I've seen so far. So that's it for a quick first impressions video of Star Citizen's Arena Commander, the dogfighting module that we've been waiting for since what feels like forever. I am impressed with it. There are things that I don't like, there are things that I like a lot, but it's pre-alpha gameplay code. I'm not expecting this to be perfect. And the next time that you see a video of me in Star Citizen, I'm going to drag the joystick out from wherever the hell I've hidden it and actually figure out what I'm supposed to be doing and how I'm supposed to be doing it, rather than just thrashing around randomly and hoping for luck and dumb ignorance to carry me through. Although luck and dumb ignorance doesn't seem to have done that bad a job so far. As always, folks, take care out there, and I'll catch you next time.
Hostile eliminated. Proximity alert.